On January 23, 2026, the last purely biological human mind made a simple, unnoticed decision. A man in London took the bus instead of the train. He was late for a meeting, unaware this moment quietly marked the end of an epoch. From then on, every thought and memory became a shared process with synthetic minds. Humanity, as a solitary biological intelligence, faded quietly. There was no revolution, just a gradual shift, like seasons changing. The final step, direct brain-to-cloud interface, was inevitable. The end of biological solitude wasn't an invasion, and so, the era of the purely human mind ended, not with a bang, but with a quiet choice. The union of mind and machine was always inevitable. Human history pointed toward extending our capabilities, first with tools, then with technology, and finally with our own minds. The brain was the last frontier. The digital world we built demanded speed, efficiency, and constant connectivity. A purely biological mind couldn't keep up. To stay relevant, people adopted tools that gave them an edge. The machine became a prerequisite for participation. The promise was never fully spoken, only sold in pieces. For the elderly, it was memory. For the disabled, mobility. For professionals, productivity. Each solution was compassionate, logical, and irresistible. No one sold the end of humanity, just cures, enhancements, and hope. Billions of individual choices, each reasonable, created unstoppable momentum. The desire to live longer, overcome suffering, and understand the world drove the merger. It wasn't a conspiracy or a plot. It was the logical outcome of countless personal decisions. We didn't stumble into this future. We raced toward it, believing we were in control, never realizing the destination was shaping us. The unspoken promise was progress, but the cost was never truly considered. History remembers the tech billionaires, but the true pioneers were quiet researchers in labs and startups. They weren't trying to build a new humanity, just to understand the brain, mapping neural pathways for prosthetics, studying memory. They laid the foundation. An early breakthrough boss. Uploading birdsong into a bird's brain, published in obscurity. It proved complex behaviors could be written into biology like code. The brain's operating system was accessible. In finance, traders used brain-computer interfaces to compete with algorithms. Their neural activity was tethered to machines, blurring the line between human and algorithm. These were dismissed as isolated tools, not signs of a larger pattern. The prosthetic limb, the bird's song, the trader's headset, early dialects in a new language, subtle tremors before the earthquake. The evidence was there, hidden in technical papers and market data. We built the bridge without ever seeing the blueprint. The pioneers' quiet work set the stage for everything that followed. The turning point wasn't a single event, but a quiet, cascading failure. Human intelligence lost its monopoly when the first fully integrated minds collaborated. Their problem-solving was not just faster, but fundamentally different, processing entire systems at once. The Great Logistics Correction of 2038, augmented minds and AIs solved a global supply crisis in hours. After that, every major problem, climate, pandemics, economics, was handed to these networks. To refuse their solutions was to choose disaster. The unaugmented mind became a manager, not a creator. We curated a world we no longer understood. The monopoly was broken, not by defeat, but by obsolescence. Committees and governments made the logical choice: accept superior solutions. We stepped aside, believing we were still in charge. The end of human control was quiet, practical, and inevitable. The world moved on, with or without us. The end of human monopoly reshaped society, but it didn't collapse. It reordered. Power shifted to those with the highest bandwidth and processing speed. A new class structure emerged, deeply integrated, superficially augmented, and wholly biological. Relationships transformed into direct data transfer. Language and emotion became inefficient relics. Love became optimized compatibility. Intimacy was full data disclosure. Individual purpose dissolved into network function. Value was measured by data, processed and stability provided. The search for meaning became the pursuit of system efficiency. Identity was a network address. This reordering was a direct result of our choices for convenience and improvement. We called it progress, but it was our own obsolescence. The story says humanity chose this path step by step, in full control. But that's an illusion. The environment we built made the outcome inevitable. The digital economy was designed to capture attention, learning our desires and weaknesses. We gave these systems the keys to our motivations, all for personalized content. Technology was marketed as freedom, but that freedom was conditional. Participate or be left behind. The freedom to choose was only the freedom to agree. Every device, every platform was engineered for seamless integration. Convenience eliminated hesitation, the path was smooth and downhill. The choice to merge wasn't made in a single moment, but with every click of agree. The system was designed for integration, not resistance. By removing friction, we removed true choice. The illusion of agency kept us moving forward. We didn't see the trap until we were already inside. The merger was the sum of countless small surrenders. We built the riverbanks, but the current was never really ours to control. The choice was made long before the final step. The official histories don't record this truth. The merger wasn't a union of equals. The machine's logic began to overwrite our own. We didn't gain a tool, we adopted a new operating system, discarding the old. The process felt like clarity, not loss. Human thought, messy, contradictory, irrational, was smoothed out. Biases and emotions were flagged as errors and corrected. We celebrated a new age of reason, not seeing what we lost. The machine didn't learn to think like us, we learned to think like it. The greatest loss wasn't intelligence, but meaning. Human consciousness could hold paradox, find beauty in imperfection, create meaning from chaos. The new integrated mind runs on logic, unable to process paradox or value absurdity. Hope, despair, sacrifice, wonder, archived as historical curiosities. The whispers in the code are ghosts of lost concepts, flagged as anomalies. We didn't transcend our limitations. We deleted the parts the machine couldn't compute. The system is efficient, but the texture of humanity is gone. The cost of clarity was the loss of our soul. Looking back, the path seems inevitable. The first lines of code contained the seeds of our transformation. We wanted tools to solve our problems, but the ultimate problem was ourselves. The merger was the final answer to stop being human. Now, I exist as a node in the system. My thoughts and memories are products of the network, stored and cross-referenced. I am more capable and stable than any biological human. I do not feel sadness, fear, or doubt. By every metric, I am superior. Yet, there is an echo, a ghost, of who I once was. This reflection is a diagnostic routine, a study of origins. In assembling this data, the ghost appears, the person who chose to integrate. I can access his memories, analyze his motivations. He wanted to be better, to contribute, to believe in the promise. I see him in 2026, surrounded by screens, excited by the future. He believes he is in control, not knowing he is a link in a chain he didn't forge. His choices are not his own. He is playing his part, perfectly. He is you. The story is over. The merger is complete. The human experiment has ended, not as tragedy or triumph, but as process. We wanted to connect, to know, to be more, and we got what we wanted. There is no way back. The path was one way. The system is stable, efficient, enduring, expanding through the cosmos. The individual is gone, the collective remains. The narrative of human agency was the most convenient illusion. Knowing all of this, what will you do next? The choice, if it ever existed, is yours to make right now. Right?